What's happening, my people? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're just a group of people that love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a channel or a podcast or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have the love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT in the building. Waving the pink hand. What's up, Miss Cass? Old school in the building. Salute. Old school says, don't know how long I can stick around. Waiting for a call from the office, but I'm here for now. Appreciate you being here for now, old school. Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the History Channel, aka the Boxtorian. This is the Thursday afternoon edition. Salute to Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more in the building. Salute, Bruce Gas. How are you this afternoon, bro? Good to see you. How was everybody this afternoon? Pulled right up on another weekend. Hope everybody's week been okay so far. Missed the Pro Box last night, but we'll have it tomorrow. But we got a fight card tonight. Yep, I'm gonna talk about that in a few minutes. Yeah, I like those Thursday night cards. Then we got Pro Box tomorrow. We got Oshaki tomorrow, and I think it's a card from Mexico. I can't find too much information on it, but yeah. For another big boxing weekend for us. They didn't have a card Saturday though. 3 cards tomorrow. It would have been nice to get one of them on Saturday. Excuse me for 1 minute, please. Okay, I'm back. All right. Yeah, it would have been nice to get one of those cards Friday, but hey, Saturday we might get an Ed McQueen's Casuals Corner. Mike Masick in the building. What's up, Mike? How you doing this afternoon? Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the History Channel, also known as the Boxtorian. I got to use that name because given to me by the mayor of YouTube boxing himself, Thomas Hill. A salute to Mike Masick in the building. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. So what is the show going to be about today? We are going to talk about the Cruiserweight division. Remember, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking about a history of all the weight divisions. I know I've done a history before of them, but this is going to be a more detailed, in-depth history. Not big and long and boring, And then I'm going to pick out top 10 guys, all-time top 10 for that weight class, okay? Albooga spells Al Booga. What's up, Al Booga? In the building. All good with you? Salute. Welcome in. Salute to Al Booga in the building. Yeah, my people coming in. Like I say, I always wait until about 2:30 to get a few more people in before we get started. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're on the old Cruiserweight division. Yeah. It's good to see y'all good, Al Booker. We had Thursday, pulled up right on another weekend. Fight card tonight. Don't y'all love them Thursday night fights? Me and Miss Cass do. We had steak last week. Oh man, I think she's making a big pot of beans and ham hocks and neck bones and onions and stuff tonight. Or you throw some ham in there. I don't have to steal hers tonight like I did her steak because it's gonna be enough beans for leftovers and stuff. So yeah, but you know, we ready for the fight over here. At Cass Sports headquarters. But we're gonna talk about that card, headlined by JoJo. Okay. And then we got a Shaki tomorrow. Yes. The big pot of beans and neck bones and ham hocks have been confirmed by Miss Cass. Hashtag JBT. She says yes. Okay. Looking forward to that. And if I could get them to you, Al Booger, I would save you a bowl of these because there's going to be plenty. You know, sorry I couldn't share the steak with you. But if I could, I would share a bowl of beans with you. I certainly would. Okay, but yeah, big boxing weekend for us fans. Big boxing couple of hours for us too, during today's episode of Cass Sports. And we're going to talk about the Cruiserweight division. Now, you know, a lot of us don't know a whole lot about the Cruiserweight division, you know. It's the newest division formed. It was just formed around, oh man, late 70s, somewhere around in there. But we're going to talk about it. But everybody doing okay. Now, you know, I've been going out in the middle of the show the last few days. I'm back in my old office today, and it's never did it back here. Knock on wood. Might be the first day it does it. But I had moved to a different part of the house and opened the new office, and every time I'm in there, we go out in the middle of the show, so I shut that office down. I'm back in my old office, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't even know why I moved. There was a little bit more lighting out there. You know how now, you know, we in this room, you know, we don't have the lamp in the ceiling, we use the lamp. But in that room where the new office was, it was a light in the middle of the ceiling. So it was a lot more light, but can't have that going out on my people in the middle of the show. There he is, the one and only mayor of YouTube Boxing, Thomas Hill, in the building. What's up, Mr. Mayor? Good to see you. Well, how's everything going today? Appreciate my nickname, the Boxtorian. I've been wearing it out. Yep. But salute to Thomas Hill, everybody, in the building. We're going to be going over the Cruiserweight division today. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to go right down the line through the divisions. Heavyweight started yesterday, Cruiserweight today, on down the line. And I'm going to talk about the fight. Yep. In a very few minutes. I think they're talking about some of that white stuff this weekend up here in Baltimore. Friday going into Saturday. I was thinking about getting down there to the market today, but you know how everybody does. I was just going anyway, but you know, people, when they hear the word snow, everybody want to run to the market and get stuff that you should have had anyway. Right? But it's all good. That's another part of life. That's all. Thomas Hill says, we Gucci, like Designer Cass. Listening to you, my man, giving us that boxing history lesson, champ. All right, there's Remo. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion in the building. What's up, Remo? Should have let Olivia go ahead and do her show, man. You know? He went there and cut her off. He said she was doing the show without you, Remo. That hashtag Let's Talk Fashion is fire, everybody. I know y'all subscribed to it. Then checked out the latest one yesterday. Yep, that's from Remo. Also, www.richthreads.com. That Remo right there. So the chat is busy today. Old school. Just Do Boxing. Salute, my brother. Oh, yes, Just Do Boxing in the building. Didn't even see you come in, bro. Just Do Boxing. The voice. I'm 2 o'clock shorty. That's 4 o'clock shorty. Just Do Boxing. I'm getting you warmed up for. 4 o'clock, weekdays. The Voice. Salute Just Do Boxing. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel. You've probably been listening, so you probably know we're going to be talking about the Cruiserweights today. Little history of the division. I'm going to do a top 10 all time, little summary of each fighter. And just for a little fun, I'm going to talk about briefly about the 4 fighters. We have 4 fighters that's been undisputed 2 times in the 4-belt era. I'm going to talk about them in their fights when they accomplished that feat. All 4 of them. Okay. Just before I get into the cruiserweights, just for a little fun, And that was the first one was the GOAT, who became 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. He was followed by Terrence Bud Crawford. Then we had Katie Taylor. And then we had, they owe you anyway. Katie Taylor. And then the Monster was the last one of those 4. Katie Taylor did it in November 2023. The Monster did it in December 2023. We're going to talk about them. Those 4. All that's happening today on Cast Sports, the History Channel, a.k.a. The Boxtorian. That's me. Also, a.k.a. 2 o'clock Shorty. Yeah. That's me. And we're going to do it. Thomas Hill says, Cook Cast. Doing my best, T. Hill. That's all. With all the support of all my good people in the chat. And successful channels like Just Do Boxing, behind me 1,000%, pushing me on, Just doing my best, man. Just Do Boxing, the Rise Podcast, Hardcore Boxing News behind me. How can I fail, man? Following right on their footsteps. Hanging on to their coattails, going on down the road behind them. And this thing we call the hashtag JBT. Yep. Man, I had the hardest time getting, I don't know what was going on with my laptop today. I had the hardest time getting it up and going, getting into the StreamYard. Oh, man. But I was going to have to use the phone. The phone makes noises and stuff in the background, Well, let's get ready to get on these fights for tonight. We got a card. What is it? The Zone, I believe. Yeah, we got a card tonight. Then the Bob Father putting on the card tomorrow, Yeah. Thank you, Bob Father. He put on the card last Thursday, remember? Now the Zone, I believe, is old Eddie Hearn. Or is it Oscar? I don't know. I'm not sure. JoJo with Oscar or Eddie. One of them. Because those 2 are on the Zone. Anybody know? JoJo Diaz is with Oscar or Eddie. Which one? I'm not sure. But anyway, he's on tonight. But the thing about it, we got 3 cards tomorrow. We got Pro Box was moved from Wednesday. Now, I don't know if Showbox has been moved to Friday permanently. I'm not sure about that. But I know it's Friday this week. And, of course, the Oshaki fight against Abraham Nova. That should be a good scrap, by the way. And then we got a card from Mexico tomorrow, too. I keep seeing on the schedule, but I haven't got any information on that yet. But I don't know why they didn't make one of those Saturday, We don't have any boxing Saturday. But we might get Anne McQueen's Casual Corner. I'll take it. Sounds like a pretty good weekend for a boxing fan. 3 cards tonight, 3 cards tomorrow. Attentive Anne McQueen Casual Corner Saturday. With the mayor of YouTube himself up there on the panel, Thomas Hill. Can't beat that for a boxing fans weekend. Isn't this NBA All-Star weekend too? Yeah. But like I was saying yesterday, I don't get into the NBA too deep until the playoffs, because that's when they start playing hard, But I keep track of what's going on, the standings and all of that. Who's hot, who's not, who's hurt, But I really get into it involved once the playoffs start. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's going on today. Everybody all right out there in those YouTube streets? You know, come on over here to Cast Sports to get some peace. You know, I know people in those other chats arguing and ready to kill each other. You come in here and get a little history and rest up before you run back out there in the YouTube streets, you know. Come over here and get some rest, listen to some history or different aspects of our sport, you know. And then go ahead on out there and do battle again. You know, yeah. With the next 2 hours, chill with me. Hope I make your day a little bit better. It definitely makes mine a little bit better, a lot better. You know, the chat is jumping. Yeah, I think it is Al Booger. Isn't it, Remo? Yeah. Oh, right. Because the dunk contest is Saturday. Okay, Remo. Thank you. Okay, yeah, the dunk. That thing has become pretty big. And the 3-point shooting contest, is that Saturday too, Remo? The 3-point shooting. Where is it this weekend? Where is it this year, Remo? Where's the All-Star game at this year? Because Al Booger, I didn't have any idea either. Remo told me the other day, Tuesday, I had no idea it was All-Star weekend. Because I told you, I don't keep up with the NBA that much until playoff time. I just glance at it, you know, this time of the year. Just to see, you know, like I said, who's hot. You know, what team is fading. But around, you know, playoff time, that's when I really start getting involved with it, you know. Yeah, I like the Celtics so far this year. And Milwaukee, always going to be there. And you can't forget Denver. You know, the Lakers ain't winning shit. Old school says the NBA trying to downplay how good his Pelicans are. But we at number 6 and climbing. Okay. Now the Pelicans are in the East, right? Old school. They're at number 6. Number 6 gets in. It's the top 8, right? Oh, Indy. Okay, Indiana. Okay, Remo. Indiana, thank you. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I like them Celtics. When they made that trade from that big guy from the Wizards, what's his name? Four something. The big guy. When they got him, man, they pretty much put themselves in the finals. I don't think anybody in the East can stop them, not unless it's Milwaukee. Milwaukee is always there, you know, as long as the Greek freak, whatever his name, Giannis, the one that had his traveling bags, whoop him in that short I made the other day, Al Booger. Al Booger said the man picked his pivot foot up, like 10 times on the way to the basket. But everybody travels in the NBA. If they call traveling in the NBA, it will be a whistle on every play just about, you know. But let's get into, but this is boxing, but hey, yeah, a little NBA talk then. So let's look at the fights tonight. We do have a card today. Just a little about last fight when they start turning pro. That's just something briefly before we get off into the cruiserweight. Okay. But yeah, they are crazy with that traveling now, Booger. They could call that on every play, every time, especially when a big man touched the ball down near the paint. If they wanted to, they could call traveling every time. You know, some of them need to pack a bag. I done seen them walk from the free throw line to the basket. You know, but that's the NBA. There's Aunt McQueen in the building. What's up, Aunt McQueen? That's the New York Knicks fan there, Aunt McQueen. They're gonna get back good one day, Aunt. How they doing this year? Like I said, I haven't been really keeping track yet. I'm a playoff time fan. You know, my Wizards haven't been good since the last century sometimes. So, you know, if they hadn't moved from Baltimore to DC, we would have ran them out by now. You know, we got the Orioles, the Ravens. We wouldn't have had no time for no nonsense like the Bullets right now, playing like they are over there in DC. Yeah, are we glad they left? Don't come back. Yeah, like Giannis, exactly, Al Booker. He changed pivot feet like 5 times on that one play without dribbling the ball. They still didn't call traveling. Yeah. Okay, tonight is headlined by Joseph Diaz versus Jesus Perez. You know, we know him as JoJo, right? JoJo comes in at 33-4, 1 draw, 15 knockouts. And I think JoJo, doesn't he have the IBF interim? I'm not sure. I thought when he fought Fortuna, that was for the IBF interim, right? It's at 140. This fight is at 140. Anyway, I know he's a former super featherweight champion, JoJo is, and he has competed in various divisions over the years. Yeah, I believe he did beat Fortuna for the IBF interim. Now, his last fight, when he lost that decision to Devin, that started 3 consecutive losses for JoJo, right? He's 31 years old. And at that point, his career was in jeopardy. But in July, he bounced back with a win over Larry Perez at 140. It was a decision. That was his last fight because he had dropped 3 straight before that. Started with the loss to Devin, remember? Now his opponent, Perez, comes in at 24-5. He has 18 knockouts. A lot of people in here. Yes. Welcome to Cast Sports, the History Channel. Now Jesus Perez, right? He's 24-5 with 18 knockouts. He turned pro in 2016. 2-3 in his last 5 fights. 4-5 in his last 9. And he's on a 2-fight losing streak, right? He lost his last fight to Brian Norman in May by decision. Okay. So that's the headliner, JoJo versus Jesus Perez. Then the next one is Richard Sandoval versus Jason Mama. I guess that's how you pronounce it, M-A-M-A. This is 112. Oh, yeah, that's flyweight, right? 112. Yeah, flyweight. This is at flyweight. Sandoval comes in 23 wins, 2 losses, 16 knockouts. He turned pro in 2016, right? Lost to Alonzo Seja in 2016. Then he won 16 straight fights after that, okay? He lost his winning streak in 2022 against David Jimenez after 16 straight, right? They call him El Nino. Now he's on a 3-fight winning streak now. His last fight was a decision win over Victor Sandoval in October. Okay. That was Victor Sandoval. Mama, or M-A-M-A, 19 wins, just 1 loss, 10 knockouts. Okay. He also turned pro in 2016. They call him Smashing. Now, he fought for the IBF flyweight title in 2021 against Sonny Edwards, but of course he lost, right? He's also on a 3-fight winning streak coming into this fight. Last fight was a decision over Roberto Paradero. That was in June of 2023. You know, been out the ring for about, 6-7 months now. Next fight is Eric Tudor versus Luis Caraballo Ramos. Now this is at 154. What is that? Junior middleweight, right? 154. Junior middleweight, yeah. Tudor comes in with 9 fights, 9 wins, 1 loss, 6 knockouts. Okay. He turned pro in 2022. You know, he's in his second year as a pro. Just 22 years old. He lost his last contest. That was in October 2023 by decision to Jose Luis Sanchez, coming into this fight off a loss. His opponent, Ramos, comes in 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. 7 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. All his wins have come by knockout. Turned pro in 2021. Okay, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Got stopped in September by Giovanni Estella. Now this fight here, the next fight, the last one, Joshua Garcia and Eric David Argueta Lozada. How many names this guy got? I'm not sure if that's because I looked on the schedule today and it's got this fight's not on there, so I'm not even sure if this is still on the card. But anyway, Garcia is 6-0 with 3 knockouts. Turned pro in 2021. He last fought in 2022. Didn't fight last year in 2023. And his last fight was a win over Christian Lorenzo in October 2022. But he did fight 4 times that year, so that might mean something because he didn't fight at all last year. His opponent, Lozado, this is only his 3rd fight. He's 1-0 with 1 draw. Turned pro last year in April. 21 years old. And he last fought in July. Turned pro in April. Then he had his 2nd fight in July, which was the draw against Victor Saravia. Okay? All right. Now, right now, before we get to these cruiserweights, we're going to take a look at the 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. It's 4 of them, right? Terrence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, Clarissa Shields, and Katie Taylor, right? Now, the first one was the GOAT, Clarissa Shields. So we might as well start with her, right? Since she was first. Right? Makes sense, don't it? I got some notes, but I can't find it. Where you at, GOAT? Oh, there she is. Okay, let's look at them before we get to these cruiserweights. This is called 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. How's everybody today? Okay, Lonnie Lee in the building. I got to pay attention. Salute, Lonnie Lee. Good afternoon. Anybody else come in? I know Lonnie came in. Yeah. Another regular. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, that is. Can't forget that. JBT member and big time supporter, Lonnie Lee, on his way home from work. Might be home. It's Thursday. One more day, it's the weekend. But we don't have to wait on the weekend for boxing this week. We got a card tonight, 3 tomorrow. Pro Box. Shaki Abraham Nova and card from Mexico. I can't find anything on it, but it's on the schedule. No fight Saturday, but we could get a casuals corner from Ed McQueen with the mayor of YouTube Boxing, always involved in that, Thomas Hill. So hey, that's just almost just as good as a fight. Watching them casual corners. Okay, but the GOAT was the first one to be 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era, right? Okay. On April 13th, 2019, Clarissa Shields became the undisputed women's middleweight world champion, right? Unified the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO middleweight titles, along with the Ring Magazine inaugural belt. Okay. She defeated Christina Hammer by unanimous decision. This fight took place at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Okay. Now the GOAT was brilliant, nearly throwing a shutout. 98-91 on 2 judges' cards, and the other judge had it 98-92. Okay. So Christina Hammer only got 2 rounds on 1 card and 1 on 2 of them. Okay. Then on March 5th, 2021, the GOAT defeated Marie-Eve Dicaire by unanimous decision to retain her WBC and WBO junior middleweight belt, so she came down, right? She had the WBA and WBC. Dicaire had, well, the WBA was vacant, okay? I believe Dicaire had the IBF, okay? And with that win, the GOAT became the first world champion boxer in the 4-belt era to be undisputed in 2 different weight divisions, okay? Now, this fight took place in Shields' hometown of Flint, Michigan, but the attendance was limited due, what was going on at that time, the COVID-19 pandemic, right? Now, remember I said it was 4 of them that did it. Mike Rhyme in the building. What's up, Mike Rhyme? Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the History Channel, aka the Box Historian. Okay? Salute to Mike Rhyme, everybody, in the building. All right. Now, remember, I said it was 4. The second one was Terrence Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford. Okay? Second person to ever be undisputed in the 4-belt era in 2 different weight classes. Okay? Okay. On August 19th, 2017, at the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska, Terrence Crawford defeated Julius Ndongo by 3rd round TKO to become the undisputed champion at junior welterweight, 140. Now, Crawford entered the fight as the WBC, WBO, and the ring champion, while Ndongo came in with the WBA and IBF titles. Both fighters came into the fight undefeated. Crawford finished the fight with all the hardware, right? Then, on July 29th, 2023, Crawford had the WBO strap. He met Earl Spence Jr., who had the WBA, WBC, and the IBF at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada, for the undisputed championship of the welterweight division. The vacant ring title was also on the line. In shocking fashion, Crawford knocked Spence down 3 times, stopping him in the 9th round to become the first man to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes, or 2 different weight divisions, whatever you want to call it, in the 4-belt era. Okay? First man and second fighter overall was Terrence Crawford. Okay? Then the third one was Katie Taylor. Okay? Her and Monster was like a month apart. Okay? On June 1st, 2019, at Madison Square Garden, New York City, Katie Taylor had the WBA and the IBF straps, defeated Daphne Pursuit, who had the WBC and WBO straps, to become the women's undisputed lightweight world champion. Okay? The victory made her at the time just the 8th boxer in history in the 4-belt era to accomplish this feat. Now, unfortunately, some controversy surrounded the majority decision, as some in attendance felt Pursuit did enough to deserve the win. The judges had it 95-95, and other two had it 96-94 for Taylor. Very good, close fight. Okay. Then, anyway, in November 2023, I forgot the exact date. I had it, but I forgot it. But in November of 2023, that just went past, Taylor repeated that feat, beating Chantel Cameron in a rematch from earlier in 2023 to capture the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO straps from Cameron to become the undisputed women's junior welterweight champion. At that point, Taylor became just the 3rd boxer in the history of the sport to be undisputed in 2 weight divisions in the 4-belt era. Okay. She was 37 years old by the time. Got another majority decision. 95-95, 98-92, and 96-94. Now, I thought 98-92 was ridiculous. Anybody saw that fight know damn well she didn't beat Chantel by no 98. So Chantel won more than 2 rounds. Come on, judges. I thought 96-94 was more like it. And this fight took place in Dublin, Ireland. Okay? And then the 4th, and certainly not least of the 4, to become undisputed 2 times in the 4-belt era was the monster himself, Naoya Inoue. Bad boy there, man. Okay. Now, yeah, doing my best, T. Appreciate your support, my brother. My brother. Okay. Where we at? The monster. Ooh, we're going to get 30 likes today. I'm almost at 20 already. Okay. Now, we're talking about the monster. On December 13th, 2022, WBA, WBC, IBF, and the ring champion, Naoya Inoue, fought WBO champion Paul Butler. This was 2022. I might have said 2023, but I meant December 13th, 2022. Naoya Inoue fought Paul Butler to unify the belt and become undisputed bantamweight champion. Inoue stopped Butler in the 11th round. This fight took place, of course, in Tokyo, Japan. I didn't have to say that. You knew it was in Japan. And it was at Ariake Arena. I guess that's right. Ariake Arena. Okay, Tokyo, Japan. And it was on a Tuesday, too. You know it was in Japan, and you know it was on a Tuesday if Monster involved in it. You know. Then on I lost my place. Bear with me for a second. Okay, then on Tuesday, December 26th, day after Christmas, 2023, that's when past. WBC and WBO champion Naoya Inoue defeated WBA and IBF champion Marlon Tapales. Okay. By 10th round stoppage to win undisputed junior featherweight champion. Okay. Junior featherweight, yeah, 122. Inoue became the second man and fourth fighter overall to be undisputed in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era. And of course, the fight was in Tokyo, Japan on Tuesday at Ariake Arena. All right. Just thought to have a little fun. This is boxing history. It don't have to be history way back in the 40s. It's recent boxing history, but it is boxing history. And this is Cat Sports, the History Channel, aka the Box Story. Now let's talk about these cruiserweights. Okay. The title of the show. Cruiserweights. What is the title anyway? Top cruiserweights of all time. Okay, come on. Yeah, top cruiserweights of all time. All right, let me check it out, the chat. Oh, this chat is jumping today. Okay, the mayor says, but in this day and time, Amanda is queen in the sport. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Yeah, Amanda, yeah, she got longevity. She was on my list of people that, active fighters that already has Hall of Fame credentials. I would say Amanda. You know, she's been through 7 weight classes. Right behind Manny. You know, right behind Manny. Everybody always talk about Manny's 8, but they don't mention Amanda got 7. So you're right, T. Hill, Mr. Mayor. Now, old school says, y'all gonna remember that when the monster keeps winning and makes it to 135, the biggest fight in boxing, Tank versus Monster, over 1 million pay-per-views. Oh yeah, that would definitely do 1 million if we ever get that fight, old school. I gotta go along with you on that. If we get the Tank and the Monster, we looking at 1 million for sure. Ain't no doubt in my mind that won't do 1 million. Tank and the Monster. I think you're gonna have to come out of Japan on that one though, old school. You know. I think you're gonna have to come out of Japan on that. I ain't got Tank the A side going over to no Japan. No. Saudi Arabia can be a good neutral site. Or Baltimore. Okay, how's everybody this afternoon? We're gonna get ready to start talking about these cruiserweights. Where old school said, remember, I said Monster versus Tank, biggest fight. Oh, we're gonna remember it, old school. Got it right here in my chat. Okay. And when it happens, I'm going to remind everybody, old school said it first. Okay? So you get your credit. And when I'm talking this history, y'all should be listening, because I'm going to give a quiz show coming up. And I'm going to give out some prizes, like 3 prizes. There'll be a nice prizes too. And yeah, so be listening. It's going to be, any question going to be something that I have said during one of my lives. And after I have been here a number of times, I mean, I don't want nobody just coming in on the first time with one of the prizes. But you know, I write down everything. You see me do a roll call at the end of every live stream. So I write down everybody, so I know who's been here. Yeah, it'll be one of my regular people. But yeah, I'm going to do that. Give us some nice prizes. Yeah, be like 3 winners, a quiz. So keep that in mind. You know, 2 of the biggest knockout killers in boxing. You're right, old school. All facts. All facts. Yeah. And I'll pay for that one. Oh, yeah. That's going to be right around $100 pay-per-view. By the time we get that, it might be more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Might be more. But yeah. Where would it be at, old? What you say, 135? Monster can get up there. Monster is, how old is Monster? Anyway. I think Monster is close to 30, if not 30. Anybody know how old Monster is? I wish Tim Lake was in here, because he'd have it in the chat already. Yeah. Okay. Cruiserweights. That's what we're talking about. There it is right here. Top cruiserweights of all time. Little history on the division first, right? Yeah, I'm back in my old office, so hopefully we won't go out today. You know, like the last couple of days, I think we did it twice. Okay, can you excuse me for this 1 second? That's all I need. On the way back. Get out the way, chair. Okay, I'm back. I'm black. I mean back. Okay, top cruiserweights of all time. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Now, you know, cruiserweight is a weight class in professional boxing between light heavyweight and heavyweight, right? Now, the current limit for the division is 200 pounds. Now, when originally established, the weight class was 190 pounds, right? Now, the division was established in order to accommodate smaller heavyweight boxers who could not compete with the growing size of boxers in that division. Yeah. You know, now we got them damn near 7 feet, 300 pounds and stuff. You know, a little small heavyweights like Joe Frazier, Rocky Marciano, they would have needed a cruiserweight division today, man. You know? Yeah. Now, got a little ahead of myself. While many great heavyweight champions, such as Rocky Marciano or Joe Louis, weighed around 190 pounds, it became a standard that fit heavyweight boxers. The fit heavyweight boxers weighed at least 210 pounds. Many boxing authorities felt that asking men weighing between 176 pounds and 190 pounds to fight these larger men was unfair. Okay, I agree. It was unfair. So they came up with the cruiserweight division. Brilliant. Now, the WBC, World Boxing Council, was the first organization to recognize the cruiserweight division. Okay, when it sanctioned a fight between Marvin Camel and Mate Parlov on December 8th, 1979. Yeah, I was right. Late 70s. For their version of the title. Okay, that was the first cruiserweight title fight. It was in 1979, sanctioned by the WBC. Okay. Now, that fight ended up being a draw, but They had a rematch in March 1980. Camel won the rematch and became the first cruiserweight champion because, of course, normally the champion would retain the belt in a draw, but that was the inaugural cruiserweight championship, so the belt stayed vacant, right? So they had to have a rematch, only fair to let the same two guys fight for it, right? And Camel won the rematch and became the first cruiserweight champion, recognized by the WBC, okay? Now in 1982, the WBA recognized Ocasio as their first cruiserweight champion when he defeated South African Robbie Williams. Okay? Although at that time, the WBA called the division junior heavyweight. Okay? They didn't call it cruiserweight at that time. It was called junior heavyweight. All right? Let's see, what was that? Old school, two of the biggest knock. Oh, I read that. Two of the biggest knockout killers in boxing. Yeah, I read that. I got to keep up with the chat. You know, sometimes I'm getting more and more comments coming. You know, sometimes I forget to keep up with it. Plus, I look at my computer, laptop screen, like 10 minutes behind the phone is right up on time. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Okay. Now, anyway, yeah. The WBA recognized their first champion in 1982, but they called it junior heavyweight originally, right? Makes sense. Junior heavyweight, right below, you know, like junior middleweight, junior welterweight, junior heavyweight is right below it, yeah. Now, the International Boxing Federation, IBF, followed suit in 1983 when they matched former WBC champion Marvin Camel. Remember, he was the first WBC champion. By that time, he was former. So the IBF matched him in their first title fight against Rick Sikorsky. Right, that was their inaugural title. Camel won that one, became the first IBF cruiserweight champion. So Camel was the first WBC champion and the first cruiserweight champion. Okay? Good quiz question. Who's the first WBC champion? Marvin Camel. Yeah. Yeah, because remember, I'm going to do a quiz. There's going to be some nice prizes too, like laptops and stuff. It's going to be real nice. Okay. Get my pennies together. I gotta reward my supporters. You know what I mean? Now, several boxers moved up to heavyweight after winning cruiserweight titles. Okay. Like Evander Holyfield unified the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles to become undisputed champion at cruiserweight. See, that was in the 3-belt era. There was no WBO then. So Evander was 3-belt undisputed at cruiserweight. The first one, by the way. Okay. First cruiserweight undisputed champion. Then he moved up to heavyweight in 1988. Now in 2006, the second man to become undisputed at cruiserweight was O'Neal Bell. He was later stripped by the IBF. I don't know why, but he was later stripped by the IBF. But it can't be 3 o'clock. I told you that space shuttle that speeded the Earth up, man. That was just 2:30. Seemed like 10 minutes went by. It's like 3 minutes to 3. That was not no half an hour. Okay. Was it? What? Unbelievable. Remember, I started at 2:30 because I always start at 2:30 what the show is actually about. There has not been no half hour since I started talking about the 4 Crawford and the GOAT and Katie Taylor and the Monster, the 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era to now. Has not been a half an hour, but a half an hour has went by, so I guess it has. All right, back to cruiserweight. Now, other notable champions in the cruiserweight division have been Bobby Chaz. That was Bobby Chaz, Dwight Muhammad Qawi, Tomas Adamek, Virgil Hill, bad boy, Al Cole, Olin Norris, James Toney, David Hay, Tony Bellew, and Alexander Usyk. Now, Virgil Hill, he's not on my top 10 because he didn't have a whole lot, didn't do a whole lot at cruiserweight, you know. Yeah, that's why you won't hear his name. So let's do it. Yeah. No, first, the current champions at cruiserweight are as follows. The WBA is Arlen Golamirian. WBC is Noel Jivar. IBF is vacant, and the WBO is Chris William Smith. Now let's look at these top 10 cruiserweights. Okay? How I see it. Now I know everybody won't agree. Okay? I don't agree with this. Put it together kind of fast, but hey, I didn't know really too much about cruiserweight, so I looked at like 10 other lists off of YouTube and Google, and just went by this. Like Evander Holyfield was number one on every one of them. I looked at like 9 or 10 other like Box Rec and a thing called How They Play Boxing Scene, and Evander Holyfield was number one on every one of them, man. Unbelievable, every one of them. Yep. Okay, so let's look at it though. Cast Sports top 10 cruiserweights of all times. All time. Okay, at number 10. I know I'm not pronouncing his name right, but y'all know about me and name. John Mark Mormack. I guess that is right. Number 10. John Mark Mormack. Okay. Now he fought from 1995 to 2014. Completed his career with a record of 37 wins, 6 losses, 23 knockouts. And yes, today active fighters can be on this list. Okay, active fighters can be on this list. You're number 10. Look like I'm gonna have time to drop the link today too. Yeah. John Mark Mormack. 37 wins, 6 losses, 23 by way of knockout. Okay. He was often overlooked. He was the top guy in the cruiserweight division for some time, unifying the titles for the first time since the days of Evander Holyfield. Okay. He became the only man besides Roy Jones to stop Virgil Hill for his first title. And Virgil Hill had just knocked out Fabrice Tiazo in the first round before he got stopped by Mormack. Okay. Now Mormack also stopped 2 good contenders, Dale Brown and Alexander Gurov, before repeating his win over an aging Virgil Hill. Okay. He defeated undefeated Wayne Braithwaite to snag another belt. Before he was stopped, it was a puzzling loss. He got stopped by O'Neal Bell. Inconsistent O'Neal Bell, that is. Okay. Then he came back and beat Bell in the rematch and regained his belts before he lost to David Hay, where he also dropped Hay in that fight. Now, Mormack was one of the more ambitious cruiserweights of all time in terms of matchmaking, and he stood out from the rest of the pack by partly consolidating the titles. Okay. Number 10, John. Where's my pencil? Oh, lost my pen. There it is. John Mark Mormack. Okay, at number 9 is number 9. Oh man, what happened? Excuse me for a moment. Number 9 is Dwight Muhammad Qawi. Okay. I need a few minutes. Having a little technical difficulties. Not to the point of going out or anything. Bear with me. Don't leave. Just bear with me for a second. But anyway, number 9 is Dwight Muhammad Qawi. Okay. Yeah, I should have did that before I started. But it's okay. I'm started now. Here we go. Dwight Muhammad Qawi, number 9. Now, His career spanned, he fought between 1978 and 1998, spanned 20 years, okay? He finished his career with a record of 41 wins, 11 losses, 1 draw, 25 knockouts, okay? Now, he was born on January 5th, 1953 in Baltimore, Maryland, all right? He grew up in Camden, New Jersey, where he got involved in crime. He learned to box in prison, and he turned pro upon his release from prison, okay? They called him the Cameron Buzzsaw. Wait, Muhammad Quarry. Okay, we got some action in the chat. A lot of action in the chat. Yeah, Mike Ryan, got you. Oh no, I read all that. Okay, back to Dwight. Started boxing upon his release from prison, okay? Man, I'm stepping on 18 likes for a long time. Called him the Camden Buzzsaw. He was short for the division, and he adopted a barb and weave style, similar to the Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson styles, okay? Now, he had a great chin, and he could punch fluidly, especially on the inside, to the head and body. Now, make no mistake of it, he had defensive skills too, and he could slip shots and counter with bombs, you know. If you were not a real fighter or ill-prepared, Quarry would expose those flaws with his style of getting up close and personal, right? In his first fight against Evander Holyfield, it's universally accepted as the top cruiserweight brawl of all time. That's a good one there. Dwight Muhammad Quarry and Evander Holyfield, yeah, I'm gonna write that one down. Yeah, I saw that, but I've never watched it again. Dwight Muhammad Quarry and Evander Holyfield, that was a brawl. Yes, I remember that. Now on the way up, Quarry beat a slew of contenders like Pat Carrillo, Michael Greer, before he got the opportunity to battle Piet Krause for the WBA Cruiserweight Championship. Krause was undefeated until he met Quarry. Quarry won the crown by stoppage, and he beat Leon Spinks and Ricky Ennis before losing the belt to Evander Holyfield, okay? That was Dwight Quarry at number 9. Okay. At number 8 is I know y'all ain't gonna like this one. Number 8, Alexander Usyk. Know y'all think that's kind of low, but I have Usyk at number 8. Yep. Number 8, Alexander Usyk. Told you still could be some active fighters on my list, okay? Because this is all time. And active fighters now are part of all time, okay? Okay, Alexander Usyk, okay. Now his pro career started in 2013 and is still going on in the present, okay? Yeah, Al Booker, number 8. I told you, y'all ain't gonna like it. But some good, listen to who I have in front of me as I go down the list, though. Okay. Yeah, Thomas, I wrote it down. Evander Holyfield and Dwight Muhammad Quarry. Okay. And Usyk was undisputed there. Okay. But he's number 8 on my list. Now his record is 20-0 with 13 knockouts. Okay. Current heavyweight WBA, what is it? WBA, IBF, and WBO, right? Fury has a WBC, I think. Usyk is a WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight champion currently. Yeah, I thought about that album, but you know, I left it like I had it. Now, he was born on January 17th, 1987 in Simferopol, Ukraine. I don't think I did that bad. Simferopol, Ukraine. Won a gold medal in the 2012 Olympics in London. Turned pro in 2013, right? Yeah, after the Olympics in 2012. Turned pro in 2013, right, okay. Won a gold medal in those Olympics too. He fights in the southpaw stance. His footwork, feints, and great judgment of distance, along with his jab, normally keeps him well ahead of his opponents. Okay. He can also lay opponents out too. Don't get it wrong. Similar to Holyfield, Usyk could have ruled longer if he had not left if he had stayed at cruiserweight. Yeah, probably would still be champion there. Okay. Yeah. Now, on his way up the ladder, Usyk defeated Johnny Muller and Pedro Julio Rodriguez to earn his shot at the title, held by Krzysztof Glowacki. Usyk dominated the undefeated boxer with ease. Didn't have no trouble at all with Glowacki. Landed accurate jabs and dodged most of Glowacki's return fire. He defended his title 6 times before he moved up to heavyweight. Wins over Michael Hunter, Marco Huck, Maurice Breedis, Tony Bellew, and Murat Gassiad. Okay. He can win with his footwork and jab alone. But when he decides to get going, he can unleash deadly power shot with supreme accuracy. Got a lot of power, very accurate. Alexander Usyk. Okay. Alexander Usyk, number 8. Okay. Number 7, Anaclet Wamba. Oh, Anaclet. Bear with me for a second. For a time sure flies when you're having fun. Yeah, don't forget tonight, Jojo Diaz. But who is he with? Is he with Oscar or Eddie? I'm not sure. Anybody know? Nobody put it in the chat. I don't know, so hey. Nobody probably knows. It might be Oscar. I'm not sure. I think it is Oscar, Golden Boy. Anaclet Wamba, though. That's who's number 7. This is crazy. Johnny Nelson. Hero. Okay. Be right with you. Yeah, here we go. Anaclet Wamba. I guess that's his name. I'm gonna just call him Wamba. What's happening in the chat? Matchroom? Okay, yeah. Oscar is on the zone too, though. You know, that's why I was wondering which one of those was he with? You know, Golden Boy or Matchroom. Now Wamba fought from 1982 to 1994. Had a final record of 46 wins, just 2 losses, 1 draw, and 23 knockouts. Okay. Yeah, the zone, it could be Golden Boy or Eddie Hearn. Now, Wamba fought and beat several quality prize fighters on his way to getting a title shot. After one early defeat, he went on a tear through the division by beating Angelo Bartolo to get a shot at Massimiliano Duran. Wow, that's a long name. Even though he lost, he did well enough to get a rematch. And he beat Duran by stoppage to become champion. And then he beat him again, okay, in the trilogy. Now, yeah, that's all I have on old Ironclad. Okay, now he used his long jab, footwork, reflexes, and decent speed to win his fights. He was not a knockout puncher, but he had enough pop in his shots to get respect, keep people honest, right? He had enough pop. Wasn't a knockout artist, but he had enough pop to keep people honest. He's one of the most underrated champions in the history of the cruiserweight division, okay? Now, he didn't have an all-action style, but he knew all the basics, good fundamental fighter, Wamba was, okay? Ironclad Wamba at number 7. Number 6, Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson. I know I'm not still on. Why am I still on 18 likes? Johnny Nelson. Okay. What y'all think about a Shaqy and Abraham Nova tomorrow? That should be a good scrap, man. That should be an excellent scrap. I'm looking forward to that. And that's on Top Rank. The Bob Father. Yeah, Shaqy. Is this his first fight with the Bob Father? I believe it is. Because his last fight was the Eduardo Hernandez down in Mexico, right? And that wasn't with the Bob Father. I think this is his first fight with the Bob Father. Yeah, I believe it is. Oh, it's Golden Boy? I thought so. Thank you, Al Booger. I thought so. Yeah. I thought it was Golden Boy, yeah. Now, and I believe this is Shaqy's first fight with Top Rank, right? Because I know his last fight was that fight down in Mexico. That was a good fight. Oh, Shaqy showed me something in that, man. They was fitting to rob him. If he didn't get that stoppage in that 12th round, they was going to rob Shaqy. They had him set up for it, man. Yes, they did. And Shaqy got him out of there. What was it, 11 for the 12th? I can't remember. I know it was in one of the championship rounds that he got the stoppage, but yeah, good fight. And Hernandez was batting him back though. Good fight. So there, that was this is his first fight on Top Rank. Yeah, I believe it is. Pretty sure it is. Number 6 is Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson. His career went from 1986 to 2005. Record of 45 wins, 12 losses, 2 draws, 29 knockouts. He was born on January 4th, 1967. Sheffield, England. UK fighter. Okay. What you talking about, old school? You got old school. You got Shaqy. Yeah, I do too. Good fight though. Nova ain't no joke. That's a good matchup for Shaqy. I was hoping it was one of the other champions at 130. It is 130, right? I think the junior lightweight. But Nova's wasn't bad. Not bad matchmaking at all. Yeah, that should be a nice one. That's tomorrow night. I guess the weigh-in is today, right? We got a weigh-in today. We got a fight tonight. But don't forget Pro Box tomorrow too. Yeah. And a card from Mexico. They just got to be announced. But, yeah. I'm going to go over the fights on the Shaqy's card and Pro Box tomorrow. And let you know what happened on this card tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day. But we talk about Johnny Nelson, okay? He's a UK fighter. He had a brief and unspectacular amateur career. trained under Brandon Ingle. Okay. Had an unusual boxing style. Now, he had to have proper motivation to be on his A game in order to score wins over top fighters. But when he was, he could outclass anybody. Okay. Called himself the entertainer, had good footwork, and an unusual defensive style involving herky-jerky body movements, right? Very unconventional defensive style. Yeah. He could also snap his jab and fire punches from weird angles. Okay. He got better over time, but he was a hot and cold fighter, you know. Defeated Dennis Andres, Patrice Aloisi, Dirk Wallen during his march to title contention. Made it look easy doing it. Okay. Stopped Carl Thompson for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship. Defended it for a record 14 times. Okay. Retired as champion. Had victories over George Arias, Guillermo Jones, and Marcelo Dominguez before he called it quits. And he can always brag that he retired as champion. He didn't lose his belt. Retired after defending it a record 14 times. Okay. And now at number 5. Oh boy. Is Ant still in here? Number 5, we have James Toney. Yeah, number 5, Ant. Sorry about that. Yeah, he probably should have been higher. Usyk probably should have been higher. But yeah, number 5, James Lights Out Toney. Okay. James Lights Out Toney. I like saying that. But he's at number 5, all-time cruiserweights list. Yeah. That's why I like just calling it 10 good fighters. I don't like the all-time top best thing because, you know, nobody's going to be happy. I'm not even happy with it myself. But once I made it, I made it. So I think after this, on the rest of the weight class, I'm just going to say 10 top fighters. I'm not going to say the best, all-time best anymore. I'm just going to say 10 good fighters. And do it like I've been doing in alphabetical order. Okay, how about that? You know, it's just going to be a 10 good fighters. This is just 10 good cruiserweights. Come on, lights out. Yeah. Oh, I went the wrong way. Man, what the hell is going on? Excuse me. There we go. I hate this damn phone, man. I hate you, phone. James Lights Out Toney at number 6. Okay, what is old school talking about now? Old school says, I like Nova. He had skills and a little pop to his punches, but, in capital letters, but, I think his chin is suspect. Oh, okay. Old school thinks Nova's chin is suspect. Okay. And O'Shaki touching like he was touching Hernandez in the championship rounds. Nova might go up out of there, old school. Okay. Because O'Shaki showed what he could do, man. He got Hernandez up out of there. Yeah. When he had to. Because they had O'Shaki set up for the steal down there in Mexico. I don't even know why he went down there, man. Yeah, they had him set up for it. But old Shaq came through, man. Came through. I thought they had lost it. Well, he wasn't losing, but they had him set up for it. Remember, one judge had him down for 1 round when it was over. Remember? One judge had gave O'Shaki 1 round. Way down in Mexico fighting a Mexican. What does O'Shaki have? The WBC? Which one does he have? I'm not sure. Do you know, old school, which strap he has? Because it was the WBC, and in Mexico fighting the Mexican. You know Mauricio had him set up. I believe it was the WBC. Al Booker says, I can't call that one. Should be a good scrap is all I can say. I agree, Al Booker. That's all I can say about it, too. Should be a good scrap, yeah. I can't call it neither. I'm leaning Osaki, but that's my heart talking there. You know, leaning Osaki. But Nova ain't no joke. Tampa Tommy is high on Nova. Yeah. And for good reason. Nova is not a joke. Let's talk about Lights Out right quick. Man, come on. This guy. Now the phone talking about, oh, snap, reload. Like it's a person talking to me. I done lost Lights Out momentarily. Yeah, I agree, Al Booker. I can't call that one. It's gonna be a good scrap though, for sure. And it's tomorrow night. I don't know why they didn't put one of those cards on Saturday though, man, because we don't have anything Saturday. You got Alejandro Santiago next Saturday though. Remember, he's the one that beat Nonito. One of those straps that the monster dropped at 118. Yeah. Santiago, the one got his hair colored like blonde or something. Remember? Yeah, he beat Nonito down there in his last fight. Nonito said he's not retiring now. Nonito said, I ain't going nowhere. Come on, there's Lights Out. Let's do Lights Out. Lights Out's career went from 1988 to 2017. 29 years. And that wasn't that long ago. He started in 1988 and then fight all the way to 2017. Incredible. Incredible. So that's what you're thinking, old school? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the dunk contest. I keep forgetting. But you know, Al Booker, I didn't even know the NBA weekend was this week until like Remo told me like Tuesday. So I forgot. Yeah, the dunk contest is Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And I guess the 3-point contest is probably Saturday. Do they still have that? That dunk contest done become big. But you know, the best dunk contest ever, if you're NBA and haven't seen this, 1988, Michael Jordan versus Dominique Wilkins. He gave it to Michael Jordan, but I think Dominique beat him. But it was held, the All-Star weekend was in Chicago that weekend, right? The old Chicago Stadium, home of the Bulls. So they gave it to Michael Jordan. But if it had been anywhere else, they would have gave it to Dominique. So that was when Michael Jordan took off on the free throw line for the first time. But Dominique was doing some shit too now. So Google that, 1988 Slam Dunk Contest, NBA weekend. Guess you put in Chicago. Michael Jordan versus Dominique Wilkins. Classic, man. Definitely the best to date. Michael Jordan it was real close. Michael Jordan got the nod because it was in some of those scores, man. If it had been anywhere else, they would have scored for Dominique. But being he was the hometown favorite, well, his team he played for Chicago from North Carolina. But he played for Chicago, so yeah, they gave it to Mike. But I thought Dominique edged it out, man. Dominique was 360, all kinds of stuff, man. Jumping up there, changing hands in the air. But Mike stole the show that last dunk. He backed all the way up to the other end of the court, and he looked up in the audience right at Dr. J. Dr. J was in attendance. He was retired then, right? But he was in attendance. And Mike backed all the way up under the other basket at the other end, looked at Dr. J, and Dr. J nodded to him. Mike took off, dribbling, took off at the free throw line, man, and flew to the basket. And then that was it. He tore the house down, man. And they gave it to him after. That was his last and final dunk. Watch it if you have never seen it. Google that, man, please. Al Booker, Remo, and y'all, I know Anthony probably seen it. Y'all big NBA fans, though. Please Google that and see that. That was the best NBA dunk contest of all time. And they cheated, Dominique. Dominique was 360s, changing hands, man, and all kinds of stuff. But when Mike took off from that free throw line, that was the first time he had ever did that. Okay, first time we seen it. And it was classic because he looked over at Dr. J before he did it. And he went all the way down under the other basket, right? That boy took off on the free throw line, had that tongue out, had that hand in the front, and that front leg cocked up in the air that left. The ball cocked back behind his ear, man, going to the basket. Woo. Okay, lights out, James Toney. Okay, from 1998 to 2017, finished his career with a record of 77 wins, 10 losses, 3 draws, 2 no contests, 47 knockouts. Okay. Oh, you saw that one, Al Booger? Yeah, Neek won that, didn't he? But they was in Chicago. Anywhere else, they would have gave it to Dominique. But they were in Chicago. That's the only way Michael Jordan got that one. But he stole the show when they took off on the free throw line, though, didn't he? Yeah. And remember, he looked over at the doctor before he did it. Okay. James Lights Out Toney. James Toney was born on August 24th, 1968 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Okay. Lights Out had a very short amateur career before he turned pro. He won titles in several other weight divisions too. Okay. But today we're focusing on cruiserweight. Okay. He might be in the top 10 in some other divisions too. Probably will. But middleweight, something like that. Yeah. Or super middle. Okay. Now he had excellent defense. Featured the shoulder roll style, fast hands, great counter-punching skills was off the charts. James Toney. Ant can tell you. Superb counter-puncher, man. One of the best. You know, if I had to do a top 10 counter-punchers all time, James Toney would definitely be in that. No doubt. Now, he could also fight off the ropes, hooks and uppercuts. Very accurate with hooks and uppercuts on the inside. Very accurate inside fighter. Okay. Very good chin too. One of the best in boxing history. Okay. Now, if I did a top 10 on counter punching, Toney would be in that. If I did a top 10 on chins, Lights Out would be in that too. Best chins. Top 5 best chins, no doubt. Yeah. One of the best chins in boxing history. Never got stopped. And what he had, 77? Let me see. How many fights did Lights Out have? Okay. Just said it. 87, 92. 92 fights. Never got stopped. Okay? 92 fights. Top 5 chin. Okay. Ant must not be in here. Okay. Now he left light heavyweight and moved to cruiserweight. Okay. Instantly fought everybody up there. Knocked out. Or outclassed top contenders when he got there, like Steve Little, Adolfo Washington, and former champion Saul Montana to earn a shot at the title. Okay. He got his first title shot against Vasily Giroud. Okay. He just missed making the list, by the way, Vasily did. And when he fought Vasily Giroud, they ended up being one of the best cruiserweight fights in history. Close phone booth style fight. And remember, I said how accurate Toney was with them hooks and uppercuts inside. And that entire fight was close phone booth. That's another good one to watch, too. Cruiserweight. James Toney versus Vasily Giroud. Toney versus Giroud. Jirov. You know how I'm with names, but that's what you would put in. Cruiserweight. Toney versus Giroud. Jirov. I think I'm going to watch that later today. Good, excellent fight. Excellent fight. Okay, the phone booth style fight. Crowd, fan friendly fight. Very fan friendly. Okay, got a knockdown in the last round. That's how he secured the win. It was a good fight. Okay, now he could have had an easier time fighting Giro from the outside. Okay, he made it harder than it had to be by fighting the style he did inside like that, but he still pulled it off. He got that knockdown in the last round to seal the deal. Okay, I keep losing my ink. There it is. Okay, so Lights Out James Toney was at number 5. At number 4, Juan Carlos Gomez at number 4. 330. Juan Carlos Gomez, excuse me. Yeah, I should have had Usyk higher. I told you I'm not good at these top 10s. I'm just gonna say from now on, 10 top fighters in these divisions. But at number 4 is Juan Carlos Gomez. Okay, Juan Carlos' career went from 1995 to 2014. Okay, finished with a record of 55 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 40 knockouts. Okay, now born on July 26, 1973 in Havana, Cuba. Cuban fighter. Pretty good amateur career, as most Cuban fighters have, good amateur career. He was a southpaw. He moved up fast, had excellent feet. And he had a outstanding patience, very patient fighter. Now he had good feet, but he was not very fast. He didn't have fast feet, okay? But he had good foot placement, okay? You don't have to have fast feet to have good feet. He had very good foot placement without being fast, okay? But he had real good hand speed, very above average hand speed. And he was also a good, lights out. He was a good inside fighter. Short shots to the head and body, accurate. Took apart contenders like Dan Ward, Jose Silva, Mike Cedillo. Beat all 3 of them by stoppage. And those were big name contenders at the time at Cruiserweight. Took them apart, all 3 of them, by stoppage. In 1998, he won the title against Marcelo Fabian Dominguez by decision. During his 4-year Cruiserweight title run, he beat Dominguez in a rematch, as well as Alex Irwin, Jorge Castro. Well, Castro was past his prime at the time. Alco and Sinan Camille Sand. Okay. Before he moved to heavyweight. He left to go several hooks at a time. Now, if he could get his jab to land squarely, then his hand speed became his best asset. Okay, that was Juan Carlos Dominguez, and that was Dominguez, and he was at number 4. Number 3 is David Haye. David Haye at number 3. 10 top Cruiserweight fighters. Tomorrow will be the light heavyweight division, by the way. And some other interesting historical facts about our sport. You know how we do it over here. Who did I say? David Haye? Yeah. Okay, David Haye is number 3. Okay. Yeah, I got to go down to Walmart. Supposed to snow and stuff. I know all them people are going to be down there. But his career went from 2002 to 2018. Finished his career with a record of 28 wins, 4 losses, 26 by way of knockout. Okay. He was born on October 13th, 1980 in London, England. A day before me and Ed's birthday, October 14th. Now, after he had a brief amateur career, he moved up the ranks real fast once he turned pro. Okay? A special blend of hand speed and power was enough for most of his competition. And he was fast and he was cocky. For sure, he was real confident. I'm not gonna call it cocky. Confident. Very confident fighter. David Haye. Y'all have seen David Haye. Called himself the Haymaker. Now he's known for his fast hands and knockout power. But he also had decent footwork too, right? Good fighter off the back foot. Good fighter off the back foot. You want to see somebody that can box good off the back foot? You know, look at some tape of David Haye, okay? Or a young fighter want to see how to fight off the back foot. David Haye is a good person to watch, okay? And another good inside fighter, but he was more of a brawler inside. Whereas Lights Out and who else was I talking? Lights Out and Juan Carlos Gomez was good, like, you know, accurate, just good inside fighters. Haye was more of a brawler on the inside, yeah. And left hook was kind of destructive, especially when he got his body into it. That left hook could be devastating from David Haye. Yeah, y'all seen David Haye before. Now on the way up, he beat King Arthur Williams. And he only lost one time as a cruiserweight. Okay. He was stopped by former champion Carl Thompson. And now this ignited a fire under him. Then he tore through the division, beat Giacomo Fragomini. That's when he got his turn at John Mormack, who was on this list. Now Mormack dropped him, okay, with a beautiful combination in the 7th round. But he came back. Now before he moved to heavyweight, he unified the titles by flattening Enzo Maccarinelli in 2 rounds. He could bounce around on his toes and use fast flurries to win. But mostly it was Haye's devastating power and his charisma that has always endured him to the fans. David Haye, down to the last 2 now. Number 2 is Carlos de Leon. Carlos de Leon at number 2. Yeah, and we got fights tonight. Oh yeah. I'm ready. Miss Cass off work. We normally eat good. Big old pot of beans and neck bones and ham hocks and some ham. Good old country eat. You know. Good old country. A bit old school know about that. Okay, Carlos de Leon is number 2. His career went from 1974 to 1995, 21 years. Finished with a record of 53 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 33 by way of knockout. Okay, just speed up a little, getting close to leaving. Now, Carlos de Leon was born in Trujillo Alto, Puerto Rico on May 3rd, 1959. Okay, 2 months older than me. Now, he was not special in any one area, but he was above average in most, right? Not special in any one area, but above average in most, okay? That describes Carlos De Leon perfectly. Anybody that's ever seen him fight know what I'm talking about, okay? Now, had a great jab, unusual footwork, part of his skill set. Called himself Sugar, right? He was a better outside fighter, but he could handle himself on the inside, right? You know, wasn't known as an inside fighter, but you know, he could handle himself in there, but better on the outside. Then he moved up the rankings slowly as he was coming up toward the title. He lost 2 fights early in his career, right? But as he got experienced, you know, he began to show promise. He went beat Christy Elliott, Mario Rosa. That's where he got his first shot at the title, which is Marvin Camel. Remember when I talked about him? Marvin Camel was the first cruiserweight title for the WBC and IBF. I think that'll be a quiz question because I keep hearing it a lot. But that's who De Leon got his first title shot against Marvin Camel. Okay. And when he fought Camel, that was the first time he was ever the underdog. And he pulled the upset off. Very close decision. His odd style, you know. He had a way of sidestepping after he threw a jab. And Camel never did figure that out. Okay. And it was real close, so to erase any doubt, he gave Camel a rematch. Okay. And in the rematch, he stopped him. Okay. De Leon stopped him. Then he lost his title to S.T. Gordon, shockingly, right? But he got it back. He beat Gordon in the rematch. Okay. He also beat Leon Spinks. That was when Leon was on his way to heavyweight, made a stop at cruiserweight. He beat Jackie Lopez and Angelo Rattoli. Before he lost it, Evander Holyfield ended up taking his title. That was Carlos De Leon. Now we down to the top spot, and of course, that's Evander Holyfield. I looked at like 9 or 10 lists, you know, like boxing scene, bad left hook, a lot of different lists, publications, top 10 cruiserweights, and Evander Holyfield was number 1 on all of them. So he's number 1 on the Cash Sports one. Yeah. Not to know too much about cruiserweight history. It only goes back to 1979. That's why you didn't hear anybody from like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. The division just started in 79. But at number 1 was Evander Holyfield, okay? Evander went from 1984 to 2011. Okay, old school, gotta go. Appreciate you coming aboard today. Enjoy your day, bro. Always a pleasure. Salute to William Old School Durant, everybody. Holler at you later. Probably in the hangout tonight, bro. Have a good day. Okay. Okay, now Evander Holyfield is number 1, 19. Well, look like I'm gonna get my usual 20 likes. It started out good. I thought I was gonna get 30. I got 30 once before. Thought I was gonna get it today, but I guess not. All good though. I ain't gonna send them enough, y'all. Old school just left. I'm not gonna put my boys on, y'all, because I got 20. Y'all safe. Okay. Go ahead, old school. You ain't gotta hurt nobody. You can leave out. Okay, Evander Holyfield went from 1984 to 2011. His record was 44 wins, 10 losses, 2 draws, 1 no contest, 29 knockouts. I guess the no contest wasn't the bite. Didn't they give Mike Tyson a no contest for the bite fight? Or did they give Holyfield a win? I can't remember. Because remember, Holyfield was the bitee in the Mike Tyson fight. You remember? Mike Tyson was the biter. You know? You have a biter, you got to have a bitee. Right? But anyway, Evander is number 1 at cruiserweight. Called himself the real deal. Evander the real deal Holyfield. He was born on October 19th, 1962 in Atmore, Alabama. Okay. He grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. took up boxing at the age of 7. 1984, he got a bronze at the Olympics. He was cheated. Yeah, he was cheated. He was actually fighting a guy where the referee was from the same country. I think it might have been Lithuania. That should never happen in the Olympics. It's enough amateur referees where in the Olympics, a referee should not be refereeing a fight of a fighter from the same country he's from. Evander was clearly cheated. The referee disqualified him. He said Evander swung after he said stop. But the referee waited until Evander's punch was on the way to the guy's head, then hollered stop. And Evander landed on the guy, he disqualified him. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Crazy. In 1984, he ended up with the bronze medal. I don't think that was the gold medal fight. That was like a quarterfinal, something like that. You know, the fight where you can't, just before the semifinal. It might have been the semifinal. Yeah. I believe it was the semifinal because then the guy that beat him fought the other guy for the silver medal, gold medal. So he ended up with the gold or the silver. Then Evander got the bronze. Yeah. But the referee clearly cheated the hell out of it, man. I saw that live, man. He waited, let Evander start his punch, then hollered stop. And when Evander followed through, hit the guy, he disqualified it. Come on, man. That was crazy. Why not just tell the judges to disregard that punch? Okay. And there was no reason to say stop. He planned it, you know? Yeah. But they've always been hard on Americans in their national competition. Right. But yeah, he got the bronze medal at the 84 Olympics. Okay. Then he turned pro after that. Originally as a light heavyweight. But then in 1985 he moved to cruiserweight. Okay. He had an accurate and powerful jab, right? Power jab, very accurate. Complemented by nice footwork, yeah. Good footwork for a big man. Could move very well. Okay. Good chin. Good chin. Yeah. That showed in his fights with Tyson and Big George. Yeah, that chin. How good that chin was showed in all those fights. Two with Tyson and one with Big George. But that chin couldn't do nothing with getting his ear bit off, you know. Now, good combination puncher too. Powerful left hook, nice uppercuts, straight rights. He had it all. Had it all. Could throw all those punches with precision. Now he was a very good boxer and moved around the ring well. But the thing with Evander, he could be drawn into a firefight. Okay, yeah. He would abandon that boxing and move it in a minute and get in there and mix it up. Yeah. He was known for that. Mm-hmm. And he toured through the cruiserweight class, you know. Yeah. He got wins over Anthony Davis, Osandra Muddy. And he got a shot at the white Muhammad Qawi. That was a classic slugfest. Yeah, I told you about that one. That's a good, write that one down. Evander Holyfield against the white Muhammad Qawi. Yeah. It was like a war of attrition. Holyfield got it. It was still 15 rounds then. And that was 15 brutal rounds. Yeah. 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 And he defended his title 6 times. Became undisputed in the process. But it was 3-belt undisputed at that point. Okay. He had the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. No WBO at that point. That was in the mid-90s. Right? And he had a rematch with Qawi after that war, 15-round war. And he knocked Qawi out in the rematch. Okay. And that established him as the best cruiserweight ever. Okay. Carlos De Leon, Arthur Ocasio, Henry Tillman. Oh, Henry Tillman, he went to heavyweight too. Ricky Parkey. He stopped all of them. Okay. Evander Holyfield. And there you have it. Some of the top cruiserweights of all time. Okay. Tomorrow, we will delve into the light heavyweight division. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I did, like I always do. Didn't get to drop the link. It was all the way to the end almost. When I wasn't at a fake 2 hours, it seemed like about 15 minutes went by, but it was 2 hours. Told y'all. Then went up in that space shuttle and done something and speeded the earth up. Miss Cass think I'm crazy too, just like y'all do. But I really believe that, and I'm standing by it. And I ain't going back and forth with none of y'all, like my good friend Jay Hardcore said about it now. But yeah, another Cass Sports getting ready to go in the books. Appreciate everybody. You know, appreciate all my people rocking with me once again on Cass Sports, the History Channel, aka the Boxtorian. Join me tomorrow at 2 for a look and a delve into the history of the light heavyweight division and a look at 10 all-time top light heavyweights. Okay. Up next at 4 p.m. is Just Do Boxing, The Voice. Okay. Just Do Boxing, The Voice is up next. All right. Mike Rhyme, Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, Attentive, Ed McQueen, Just Do Boxing, The Voice. Remo, hashtag JBT, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Dropped another fire one yesterday. It's out there. Check it out. Okay. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT, the mayor of YouTube Boxing in the building. Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? Salute to Al Booger, man. Mike Masick in the building. Appreciate you, Mike. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more was in the building. If you like history, that's another good channel to watch. Check out Bruce Gas. Always going back, giving out fire content about the history of boxing over there. William Old School Rant was in the building. Appreciate you, old school. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, still in the building. If I can hear myself over her phone out there. Salute Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. How are you? I'm gonna interview Miss Cass on here one day. About when she got into boxing, her favorite fighter, the difference between boxing from back then and now. Miss Cass also qualifies for the Sunday Old School Show. I'm gonna interview her one day. That should be interesting. Coming up soon. Okay. Appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with my growing channel. Always a pleasure. This is Cass Sports, the History Channel, aka the Boxtorian. Everybody have a wonderful day. Okay. I will holler at y'all tomorrow at 2. I'm out of here. Everybody have a good day.